All right. Once again, I'd like to let you know you're at the Stack podcast here. I'm Clyde. Our special visitor is Donnie Peters. Welcome to the show, brother.
Pleasure to be here, sir.
Man.
It's an honor. It really is.
It's more of an honor for me for you to accept it. It was just fantastic because you're going to talk about today a different part of poker. Most of the players on my show are poker players and talk about, their career and what got him into poker. And the first thing I'm going to ask you, what got you into doing what you do? You mainly are behind the scenes. So can you let all the visitors let you know what you do, actually?
Yeah, so currently I work for PokerGO, head the marketing department. My official title is Chief Marketing Officer, but we're a pretty lean organization, so we do wear many hats. I've been in the poker industry since 2008. Fell in love with poker a few years before that, product of the moneymaker boom, all that sort of stuff. I got into the industry side. Honestly, it was pretty much just luck. I was playing online back in my college days, let's say, 2008. So 2007, 2008, I'm playing online. At the time, poker blogs, not vlogs, which they are these days, but blogs. You actually had to write stuff out. Like, they were a big thing. And there was a few people that I followed in the space that had poker blogs. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll try this, right? I think I'm a somewhat decent writer. I love the game. So maybe I'll just put my thoughts on paper and I'll start a blog. So I did, and I wrote. I wasn't big into the analytics or anything like that. I have no idea how it did or if it got any traction or whatever. But when I was playing a lot, I was playing on full tilt poker at the time, and I would kind of play in these regular, different games with kind of similar players. One day, me and this guy just got to chatting in the chat room. I sent him my poker vlog. He checked it out. He was a writer himself. His name is Stephen No. He writes a lot in sports and stuff now. He said, you know what? You seem to write pretty well about the game. You seem to understand the game. You can articulate your thoughts and all of that sort of stuff. So he sent it to a friend of his, John Caldwell, who at the time was in charge of the entire Poker News team. And he was letting me know in the chat, hey, Poker News has this deal with the World Series of Poker. They're going to cover the World Series of Poker in the summer. I think you would possibly be a good fit. Do you mind if I share this with him? So he shared it with John Caldwell. John Caldwell got in contact with me. Next thing you know, I got a little bit of a job interview. And then a couple weeks later, I'm on a plane to Las Vegas to come cover the World Series of Poker for Poker News. So that's how it all came together.
Wow. Boy, look at you smiling. Yeah, you love it, don't you?
I do love it. Yeah. I would have never guessed that this is how it panned out, and coming out of college, I went to college for physics and math. Those are my degrees. But I didn't have a plan. I didn't know. I changed my degree 17 times, I feel like, in college. I changed colleges once. I went into college first, wanting to play soccer. That didn't pan out. I transferred schools. I just didn't really find what I wanted to do. I didn't find my groove, At the end of the day, I was like, you know what? I guess I'll go for what I'm kind of interested in, kind of good at, and also could possibly make a lot of money, and that's engineering. So then I was like, okay, I'll major in physics and math. I'll go on to get a master or a master's in engineering, and I'll go from there. All the while I'm just playing poker. I'm just school's over here, but poker's right in front of me the whole time. Then I ended up meeting a couple of people. Like I said, I met that guy, Steven. We played a bit. And the next thing you know, I'm just thrown into this world of poker, and I've never let it go. It's really it happened by luck, and it was just out of nowhere that it came together. But it's honestly nowhere I would rather be than in this industry.
I was going to say you probably enjoy it big time.
Yeah.
Well, I did a little bit of homework on you, and this gentleman right here, as you can see, you started in 2008, correct?
Mm-hmm.
7 years later, you know what happened to this guy? I'll tell you what happened to him. He got the Media a Person of the Year award at the Global Poker Awards right here. Congratulations. Boy, that's huge, dude.
Thank you. Yeah.
Wow.
It was surprising to get it. It was an honor to even be nominated. I believe it was the second year for those awards. And back then, they were a huge thing, or at least they kind of fell off a little bit over the years. But back then it was a whole weekend of stuff. It wasn't just one night of awards. You know, it was a conference, it was a meet and greet, it was panels, it was all this sort of stuff. And then then the next night was the awards show. The first year, I believe it was Chris Grove. Shout out to the GOAT, Chris Grove. He won it. And then I won it the next year. And yeah, I didn't think that I would win it. I was really surprised, you know. I remember right afterwards calling my mom, letting her know that I won. They did stream it, but it was on, I think, a little bit of a delay. But I called her right away and won. And you know, she was in a little bit of tears, just being very happy about it. I was super happy about it. My girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, was there. Like, she was obviously super pumped about it. And yeah, I mean, I like having the award. You know, I think that it does kind of show something that you've put in a lot of time and effort and you know, into your work, which I'm extremely passionate about. And I really do try and just basically outwork everyone if I can. I mean, it's just who I am. I get that from my mom. So having that trophy that sits on my, you know, my little bookshelf in my office is good. It's good to look at, you know, now and then and be like, yeah, okay, that's cool. I really did achieve something, and to see that recognition from your peers at that point in my career was awesome.
Now, do you have your own little office at PokerGo where it's sitting?
Yeah, I mean, we mainly work from home.
To see it?
Well,
it's not it.
I have that award at home.
Okay.
If I had my own little office, which we might, because we are currently in the process of like changing offices, so I might get my own little office. Now you never know, and then I'll put it up in there.
Yeah. Okay. I've got here that you've worked for several people. For example, Poker News. You've done work for WSOP, for the World Poker Tour. What's your experiences work with so many different poker companies? And how do you work for more than one? Your name gets out there and they all want you to join in. How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, I started with Poker News. I was with them until 2016, I believe. And then I hopped on over to the World Poker Tour. I spent 2 years there. From the World Poker Tour, I got into the sports betting space for 2 years. Didn't really like that, and then ended up coming back to poker, which is ultimately like where I landed on PokerGo. And then, you know, during my time working with Poker News, we had a partnership with the World Series of Poker, doing the coverage there. So I did a lot of that sort of work. I mean, a lot of it is people just kind of find you. You know, like I'm not really ever out there like looking for a job. You know, I'm not like constantly one of those people that's going to jump and like maybe try and ladder up or find a different job or whatever. I don't know. I like to just focus on what I'm doing. And listen, if I get recognition and someone comes knocking on my door, okay, I guess I'll take a phone call. I mean, what's going to hurt? You know, so there's that. With the Poker News one, you know, that was like, I just felt that it was time for something new. You know, so I had that feeling. And it was also something where I kind of felt like that way maybe for, let's say, 6 months to a year. And eventually I was like, you know what, let's just see what's out there. So I kind of put some feelers out there, and then I went on. You know, I felt like my time had come at Poker News, not in a bad way, but like, you know, it's just, okay, I've done what I've came to do here. You know, I started as a blogger, is what we called them back then, which is now what you would call a live reporter. But I was a blogger. I worked my way up to live reporting manager. Then I was the editor-in-chief, you know, which is, I mean, basically like I was doing everything, running the company. You know, there was like one or two people above me. So after that, it's like, okay, well, like, where's there to go from here? I don't know. I heard they have this job over at the World Poker Tour. You know, my good friend Rich Ryan is over there. So why don't I go check that out? You know, next thing you know, I'm over there working in the marketing department with them, you know. So I don't know. Some of it was, you know, a lot of it is just people, come knocking on your doors. But also it's like at times, you think, maybe I just need something new, which also when it comes to, I got into the sports betting space, and eventually I was like, you know what? I don't know. I like poker way more. I just, at the end of the day, I love poker. And I was, at the time when I was working in the sports betting space, I was actually doing two basically roles at once. The company that owned the company, they owned pocket5s.com. Which they no longer own, but they own pocket5.com, which is now, it has now transitioned into pokerstake.com. But before it was pocket5s.com. So I was the managing editor there, but then I was also working a little bit for Roto Grinders in the sports betting space. I was working for Sharpside, which was like a new sports betting media outlet. So I was doing that sort of stuff, right?
Okay.
eventually, Pocket Fives got sold off. I was retained on the sports betting side. And so I didn't really have any
Poker
attachments to the poker stuff. And I really missed that. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to be in the sports space. I want to be in the poker space. So let me try and find something in the poker space. And then next thing you know, I'm here at PokerGO.
It's amazing that what you started off, you didn't think was going to do, all of a sudden, it's just escalating.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I mean, my God, you went from, I don't know, and all of a sudden, hey, I like this. I like doing this. And then, oh my God, I got this opportunity. Now I got this opportunity. I'm having fun. Hey, Mom.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. It's been a blessing.
You enjoy what you do just as much as I enjoy what I do. Everything in poker I love, and if I'm correct, you were doing stuff for the WSOP last year. You guys did a little write-up of me when I made that run in that tournament.
Yeah.
And were you the one that sent them over there to interview me?
I mean, team effort.
Was you part of? Okay.
Team effort, like, hey, Clyde's making a run over here. Should we talk to him? Yeah, of course. Clyde's great.
Well, I didn't win another hand after that, but I was like, wow, look at this. I feel like
so maybe we jinxed you is what you're really getting
at. No. I'm thinking, man, I think I finally made it. Nah, but I just ran like crap at the end. I even got 3 outed to get knocked out of the tournament. But
yeah,
everything in poker, you just take it as it goes, and I love everything about it.
Well, one of the reasons why that we would think to interview someone like yourself is going back to my early days at Poker News. My boss at the time, who's now one of my best friends, he was the best man in my wedding. I was the best man in his wedding. Gary Gates.
I know Gary Gates really well.
Made the final table of the WSP main event. Yeah,
4th or 5th.
He said from the start when he was like training us back in the day at Poker News, because he was running the Poker News live reporting team. He said, find the Chris Moneymaker before he is Chris Moneymaker. So you got to kind of find that next star, that next champion. You got to always be on the lookout. You got to find that in, because it's nowadays, especially at the WSOP, it's like trying to find a needle in the haystack. I mean, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of players in that building at one time. So we got someone like yourself, colorful. You got really great personality. You obviously have just a booming love for the game. Like, okay, maybe Clyde's that guy. Like, if he goes on to win it, we got to get ahead of it. Like, you don't want to be like, okay, this guy won, let's now write the story. No, you want to write the story as it's going. So that's like, and ultimately it didn't work out.
God,
but that doesn't mean you won't be back.
Oh, I'll be back.
Exactly.
I guarantee you. I hope the story would have ended with, lots of copies, you know what I mean? Book selling. But, no, but I had a very good time. I was really focused. I had a lot of hands to where I had too much equity to fold.
Yeah, of course.
I never got there. And, but I enjoyed it. And it was crazy when they go, hey, man, we want to interview. And I'm like, really? I go, well, I got to go to the restroom real quick, but okay. And it was fun. So you make those kind of decisions is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What about in the studio? What do you do in the studio, the actual PokerGO studio? Do you write up all the stuff too in that?
I don't do so much writing.
Is that Tim that does that?
Yeah, that's mostly Tim Duckworth. Shout out to Tim Duckworth.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he does a lot of the event coverage writing that you'll see. I'll do more of the press writing or communications, official press releases, stuff like that. I'll handle the social media on that side. So yeah, I am a bit more behind the scenes in terms of like, if it were be forward facing content versus not. But at times, I do pop in the commentary booth. I do host the PokerGO podcast alongside Tim. So there are things that are, forward facing for me, yes. But overall, I would say I run the marketing and promotional efforts, and I dabble a little bit in the partnerships that we have. And yeah, in terms of content, I'll get out there on some commentary. I'll get out there on the PokerGO podcast, and then I'll also run social media. So bit of everything, I guess.
Antonio and Tim. I mean, Antonio does the photographic, and Tim takes it and puts it in and does the live recording then? Is that how that works?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Because I always watch I always watch that stuff, the live recording when I go home.
Yeah, of course.
I'm out and there's still 30 people in the hand. I want to know what's going on. I'll go to PokerGO PGA Tour,
Hmm.
and check it out all the time because I'm a poker nut, of course.
Of course.
Crazy as crazy, but there's nothing I don't like about poker. And here's the thing about poker. What I've learned about poker is anybody can play it, and there's luck involved.
Of
And
course.
because there's luck involved, everyone wants to try it. And we think, man, that's a lot of money I can win. I'm going to try this. So poker's never going to die. Am I right? It's never going
No,
to die.
I mean, I wouldn't say so. I know there's always kind of a running joke that poker's dead. Once any sort of field size dips a little bit, everyone kind of freaks out and say, "Oh, it's not going to survive." No, it's always going to be here. Now, will we see the crazy escalation of numbers like we did during the poker boom days? I don't know. Maybe that comes back. Maybe it doesn't. Right? But I think poker's got a really good floor right now. And it's just going to kind of maintain around this level until we possibly hit another spike. But poker's not going anywhere. It's everywhere.
I don't think it's ever going to stop. I mean, they broke a lot of numbers at WSOP, I think last year or the year before. I forget which one. But
I mean, both years were great.
Yeah.
Great. Everything looks
but
looks
everyone
incredible
thinks
for
it's
the
going to go
WSOP.
down this year because of some tax thing. But I don't think it's going to kill it. And it's just the love for poker. I'm not the only one that loves it. I believe it's always going to be good. I don't think it's always going to break records, like you said, but it's not going to die. All of a sudden, no one's going to play poker no more.
Yeah.
It's a hard way to make an easy living is what I hear all the time.
That's what they say.
And I can't wait till you guys interview me after a win.
I'm in.
Boy, me too.
Let's go. I'll be right there with that microphone ready to go.
Now, last year, I didn't play the main event, but I went in and I watched the main event at the WSOP. And you had to be playing in it.
I did.
Not only you were playing in it, Tim Duckworth was playing in it.
Oh, yeah.
And you both went very deep. And you had the whole PokerGo buzzing, believe me. This gentleman here who he's more behind the scenes, played the main event last year, and he got 163rd for $60,000 in cash prizes. I always like to say that, by the way. And cash prizes. So, how was that experience? I mean, did you and Tim talk about it? I mean, you both work for PokerGo. I don't even know what place he finished, but you both were there deep, and I'm like,
I mean,
wow.
He went out way before I did.
He did?
I got to point that out.
But he still went deep, though. He's in the money.
Yeah. No, he went deep. He cashed. Yeah.
But how did that? I mean, you're probably sitting there thinking, wow, how did you feel about this? And by the way, was it your first main event experience?
No, not my first. My first one was 2021, I think. First year at the Horseshoe, I believe, was my first one.
The Horseshoe?
Yeah.
You mean downtown Horseshoe?
No. Here, like the new Horseshoe.
Oh, the new Horseshoe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the new Horseshoe.
Okay, the new one.
Never played it at the Rio, I believe. Yeah, never played it at the Rio, but played it over here. I've always wanted to play it. Listen, don't get me wrong. I've been dying to play that thing. But I always told myself that I want to be stable enough, largely financially, that I could play it and have a good portion of myself. Not that I might have 100% of myself, and I never have, but I still want to have a good chunk. I don't want to be out there playing for 5-10%. I just think that's a giant waste of my time. Because if I happen to go on a run and get lucky, I want to win a lot of money.
Exactly.
And the other thing is that I've always wanted to play it every single year once I start playing it. Like, I didn't want to play it one year because maybe somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, I'll put you in," which I've had some offers at the time. But then, next year it's like, I want to play it again. But so I have to go find someone or whatever. So I just want to know that like every year I can play it. So now I'm like, every year I want to play that event. I don't want to miss that event. I will do my damnedest to never miss that event. It is the best event in poker. I will say that until, everything ends. But yeah, not my first time, fourth time. So fourth time, first cash.
I got lucky. The first time I played in it, I cashed, and each day was just so different. It truly was. The dynamics of the table each day was like night and day. I mean, one table's raising every damn hand, 3-betting, and the other one, another day, everybody's playing careless. They're being and just betting whatever. And then there's other ones they're playing tight.
Yeah, I mean, your table draw is so important in that thing.
It very much is.
Yeah.
I was at a table and I had Jonathan Little, and I talked to Jonathan Little. He's been on my podcast about this. But the table was just so insane. It was like they were trying, in my opinion, trying to lose. I mean, it was raise, re-raise, pre-flop. Yeah. And then after you'd sit and watch the hand play out and see what the cards they were playing, like, what the fuck you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, really, 4-betting with King 10? You're not even suited? I mean, this kind of stuff I was dealing with. So,
I mean, listen, I had some moments like that in my first 3 years playing it, and I had to go through a pretty big learning curve. Where I feel like this 4th year playing it and cashing and going as deep as I did, I kind of unlocked a lot of things in terms of like how to approach that specific event. Because I did a lot of dumb shit in the first couple of years. Like, I was relatively inexperienced for that tournament. Not that I hadn't played poker before and had a lot of poker playing under my belt. I have, but I would probably say I wasn't ready for putting that type of run or early on. But now I feel ready. I felt ready this whole past summer, when I was going through it. So you got to remember, 163rd, but over 10,000 players, dude. Yeah. Well, less than 10,000 that year. Well, but still.
But
still, it's right there.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Yeah. The year before it was over 10,000. Yeah. That's the year I played in it. Can't tell you how many times I flopped the set and lost the hand.
Yeah, it can just be brutal.
Runner, straight, runner, the flush. And me don't boat up. But, seriously, the way the table draws are so critical when you're playing in fields that big. Well, yeah, you want some action, but you should have seen what I was watching. It was unreal. So I got in the hand with one of those crazy nuts. And he's raising it every hand. I've got pocket 10s. And this guy is right here beside me, raising every time. So I wasn't playing a whole lot of hands.
Yeah.
I couldn't because it was raise, re-raise, ring. And there's, all right, sitting in that seat right there, all right, was Jonathan Little. And he's watching all this shit too, but he's not backing down from him. He's sitting there reading what's going on. So it gets around to me and everybody folds. And I look down, I got pocket 10s. And, my stack's dwindling because it won't let me play a hand. I'm not going to go all in like they are with crap. Remember, I'm sitting watching these guys play and I'm watching their hands are flipping over like, why am I folding?
Yeah.
So I raised, he re-raised, and I go, I'm all in, and he snap called me. And I'm like, oh no. And he flips over 2 kings. And I got 2 10s. I'm like, man, I'm going to be out of the tournament. And I was so upset about it. Like, man, these guys playing like idiots. And he finally picks up a hand against me.
Yeah. I mean, that's the worst.
Until that 10 of clubs come on the river.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I won't forget that. And I jumped out of my seat. Yeah. Man, first time I ever sucked out in the main event. That's the first time. It was the river. And I won't forget the 10 of clubs. Just like I won't forget the 6 of diamonds that happened later.
Yeah.
But, and this guy was from another country. And he was saying, he's just bitching and calling me all kinds of names. And I had to call the floor and he wouldn't quit. I mean, he literally wouldn't quit.
I mean,
and I told
a lot of sore losers in poker. What are you going to do?
This guy is calling me every name in the book here. Can you have him stop it? And finally, our table broke and I got away from him. But hey, I'm sitting there thinking, I cannot believe these guys play like idiots. I pick up a hand and everybody behind me folds. And I think if I raise him, he'll fold for sure, or he'll call weak. No, he fucking re-raised. I was like, oh, come on, all right, I'm all in. Set call. And I'm like, oh no. But luckily I got a 10 of clubs. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Best about the year. What I remember worst is the 6 of diamonds where I had a guy Man, I had him beat so bad. I had king queen against king sixes, and we both flopped the king and he rivered a six. We were all in, and it crippled me. It didn't put me out, but it crippled me. But like you said, the flow of this game is so energetic and so wild. You don't want to not play this game. If you're into poker, you want to play the main event.
Of course.
You really do. And for all those out there that haven't done it yet, believe me, you want to, if you can get someone to even get a percentage of you, it's an experience you'll never forget. I'm telling you, I haven't forgot any of them. The following year in 2018, I kept flopping a set and losing, and I was out in day one. And I'm hardly ever out quick in any tournament. And I was out in day one because I kept flopping a set and they kept catching. I had one lady from another country called my raise with Jack Deuce. I flopped 3 sevens. Okay. She calls me with the deuce. The turn's a jack, the river's a jack. She's got jacks full of deuces.
Yeah. I mean, you
and
see some
I got
wild
sevens
stuff.
full of jacks.
Yeah, you see wild stuff everywhere in poker, but you see a lot of wild stuff in the main event.
Yeah, it's crazy. It really, truly is.
Yeah.
It truly is. So, I just love the game, and nothing's going to stop me unless I probably die, or I can't see me ever quitting poker. Eventually I'll see me probably getting too old to deal.
Yeah.
Because I'm a little guy anyway, and I got a lot of stretching to go to get, and they even let me have my little incense holder to help me get to it. But, not getting any younger. But I do stay in pretty good shape to be able to still, do what I got to do. But there isn't nothing I don't love about poker.
Yeah.
I love what I'm doing here. I appreciate you coming on my show here.
Of course,
you can tell everyone you've been on the Snack Attack, but I can't even say it. The Snack Attack podcast with Clyde Gaskins. That's from Lakemore, Ohio, by the way. Big town. Oh, shoot.
I love it. I mean, you got to love the game. Both, even for players. Like it's like anything. They say, if you love what you do, you're never going to work a day in your life. I would say the same thing for people who are professional poker players, or even, heavy recreational players like I would consider myself. Like if you're not going to love it, just because, you're going to have bad days. You're going to have good days, of course, but you're going to have plenty of bad days. And if you don't love it at the end of the day and you're not passionate about it, then it's just going to really drain you. It really is, and then that goes for a professional life. Like if you didn't like dealing, I know you love dealing. Like if you didn't like dealing, going to work would be horrible. Just like if all you do ever is complain about bad beats, this and that, I'm unlucky. I'm the most unlucky player in the world. Like you're going to hate going to poker tournaments.
Yeah.
Like, but you got to have that love for it. You really do.
And I agree. And I love it. It's changed my life. I mean, Donnie, I'm from Little Lakemore, Ohio. It's near Akron. Okay.
Yeah.
No one's got money there. My whole family don't have money. I have money, but I'm not rich. I'm not where I want to be. But when my nephew told me to move out here to Las Vegas, and because I played well in Ohio and learned how to do professional dealing and all that, eventually I took him up on it, and it's the best decision I ever had. I never at one time thought, okay, I'm going to become a dealer and get a deal to all these fantastic professional players. I would have never thought that, Donnie.
Yeah.
And here I am over in the PokerGO studio dealing to millionaires. Some of them are even billionaires. It's amazing to think that where I'm from, the little town of Lakemore, and now I'm dealing to the highest stake games in the world. Wow. Seriously.
No, I mean, it's incredible. Yeah.
And if that doesn't turn you on to want to be a better dealer and do your best, by the way, which I'm always really serious about trying to be my best and everything I do, but especially when I'm dealing with these guys to get the respect from them, I mean, it's amazing at how I feel about it. I'm almost speechless right now because it's just, I come from, nowhere. I'm down here.
Yeah.
And now I feel like, well, I've kind of, I guess, taken my trade to serious. So now I'm getting respect for it. And I mean, it's totally amazing to me. Um, I know by now you know about me being on the show Queer Eye,
Oh yeah,
season 9, episode 4. Did you see it yet?
I have seen it.
And
Yeah.
you know, I just got out of the hospital. I was in ICU for 3 weeks, dude. And we were going to film this stuff, and they gave me a week when I got home, but still I didn't have all the energy I wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, and that just made my Snack Attack podcast go, because the reason I wanted to get on the show was to improve, my.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
More
those
people.
opportunities don't come around
Yeah.
often, so you have
So
to
even
take
though
them
I'm
when
sitting
they
there
do.
just survived heart, it's a quadruple heart surgery, I'm like, I still got to try to do
yeah,
this.
Yeah.
And it went from 308 subscribers, and right now, last time I checked, 13,200 and something subscribers
Tremendous
on the
rise.
show. And you know what? And they're hanging on, Donnie. And remember, I work full time at Aria. I wish I could put more content out, but I can't. I've got a job, and
I mean, but
I'm doing. That's
still-
why I'm doing this right now. you know?
But doing it on the side, I think that is a lesson in, like, a lot of people out there who have an idea of becoming, let's say, an influencer or a content creator. This is, I guess, a poker-centric podcast. So, if you're in the poker space and you have those aspirations, I mean, the thing that you can learn from Clyde is you really just have to do it. Like, you have to find time and you have to do it, and you can't like rely on like somebody to pay you or someone to give you a job or whatever. You have to do it yourself. Like, you have to just go out. I mean, this is a big Gary Vaynerchuk thing. Like, you just start doing it. Like, whether that's writing, social media, putting videos out there, recording podcasts, whatever it is, just go do it. And maybe that's, you fire up a Substack and you're doing it that way. Maybe you're just on social media, on Instagram, on Twitter, whatever it is, and you're just putting it out there. Maybe you start a YouTube channel and you have, like Clyde had, 300 subscribers,
Crazy.
But it builds and builds and builds. And also, I know you said your big boost was when you went on Queer Eye, right?
Well, yeah,
but
YouTube
but
channel.
but
Crazy.
even before then, you had to go from 0 to 300,
All right.
and that's hard. That's still hard.
Yeah.
It might not sound hard, but trust me, it's hard. I work in the content space. I know how hard it is to go that way, but you just have to do it. Like, so if there's a lesson to be learned here, like, take some risks, spend some time doing something you love, and just grind at it.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I do what we're doing right now, and I enjoy every minute of it. I enjoy when people write, "Hey, great story, thank you."
Yeah.
I love that stuff. So it makes me go on, not only because I love it, because people like it too. But I'm not the only one that just loves poker. And I had Carrie on one of my episodes, and we talk about the love for poker. Well, guess what? How can you not love poker when it comes to PokerGO? Because not only does it have what's going on today, it has what's going on past World Series, past other events that they have on there. If you got PokerGO, right? So if you love poker and you're into poker like I am, you'd want to do stuff like this. And like you said, Donnie, I come from nowhere. And how this all got started, one of the guys at work goes, "Clyde, man, you're so well liked. You need to start a podcast." That's what he told me. And his name's Dan K. And he goes, "Dude, you got to start this." He goes, "Man, you're so well liked. I think you'd do good." I go, "Yeah, but I'm working full time. Am I going to have time for this?" I made
time.
I made
Exactly.
time. That's exactly what I did. I made time. And I still can't believe it today. I have over 13,000 people following me. It's just, wow, subscribers. I mean, it's mind-boggling because I'm a little guy from Lakemore. I know I keep saying that, but
Yeah.
if you went to Lakemore and checked out Lakemore right now, you're like, man, he came from here. What the hell? But I'm enjoying every minute of this. I really, truly am.
Well, good.
I really am.
Good.
What else do you like about poker except for what you actually do is from behind the scenes? What other stuff you enjoy about poker?
I love the community, the people, the stories. I mean, there really is no industry like it. I know oftentimes poker is compared to sports. The thing with sports is that, the best athletes in the world, the top players, all that sort of stuff, like, they've built up to get to a certain place. through a lot of effort, hard work, all that sort of stuff. But you, as a regular person, as a fan, you can't just go play with these people unless you get to that level, right? I mean, yeah, there's certain outlets like you can do charity, this and that and whatever. But for the most part, you can't like go put on a basketball jersey and get into an NBA game. Like you can't do that, right? Poker, the only thing you need is money.
Yeah.
And it's achievable to like either save up some money or build up some money playing poker.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you're playing the $10,000 WSOP main event, and you might have Jonathan Little at your table, Daniel Negreanu on this side of you, Phil Ivey on this side of you, Phil Hellmuth doing his entrance in some freaking Star Wars costume. Like, you can do all that stuff in poker. And also, like going back to earlier with what I said about, how it's about finding like the next Chris Moneymaker before he is Chris Moneymaker. There are so many stories. Poker has people from every walk of life. You have, as you mentioned, billionaires. You have people who are like their last dollar. And you have everything in between.
And that main event, that's how it is.
Yeah. And it's you find so many interesting people, and everyone has a story to tell, and it's just fun to be a part of it all. And not to mention, like, I grew up playing soccer since I was very little. I went to college first to try and play soccer. So at my core, I've always been super competitive, and I've been an athlete. And that didn't work out for me. But poker to me is like this competitive outlet that I can find, and I can challenge myself every single day when I'm on the playing side of things, right? So I really love that aspect about it, the strategic aspect about it, the mental warfare that you go through at the table, both against your opponents and against yourself, because it is individually challenging too. You can't just mentally break down or you're never going to make it, So I don't know. I really just love everything about it. While I don't think it's ever going to go away, I mean, I hope it never goes away because I love it too much. Like I would just never want it to go away. So yeah, it's just, there really is nothing like poker. It's the best like reality TV show that you can have out there. You got people winning and losing tons of money all the time. Dreams made, dreams crushed. It's just epic on all levels. And I do wish that it got more publicity and mainstream coverage than it did. And maybe it's the gambling aspect of things that kind of turns, regular people off to it. But yeah, poker's the best. Hands down.
I feel that way too. It's, I've been dealing for a long time now. But when I get up to get ready to go to work, I don't look at it like that.
Yeah.
I look at it, I'm going to go have a good time. Doesn't that sound crazy?
Mm-hmm.
But it's true.
Yeah, and you meet a lot of people when you do it.
The only time it's
awesome.
Hard for me, Donnie, is when I'm not feeling well.
Yeah, of course.
Then it's hard, very hard for me, because probably my age. But like if I feel sick or my back's hurting me or something, I usually try to gut it out. But then it's not as fun for me because I know it's hard for me.
Yeah, but even then,
about being down on the ground and working your way up. Like I tell people many times, I'm from Lake Moore, Ohio, but it's near Akron. So my best friend worked at the gym where LeBron James was growing up as a kid. Okay, before he was known worldwide and great.
Mm-hmm.
I met him when he was a 12-year-old. I remember when he was just a kid.
Yeah.
Until he got big. And as the years went by and he went, to high school, junior high, I remember watching one of the games and Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant come in and sit in the front row and watched him play. I remember I was right there. Wow.
That's cool.
And now look, what 40 years later, LeBron's still playing. That's amazing. But yeah, you think he started at it, you got to work your way up. What I'm getting at.
Of course.
You got to work on your game. Let's just say you're a great shooter, like Curry. Took a lot of time him being on that court practicing to get where he was.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the best time-all shooter of all time. Don't get me wrong there.
Yeah,
Curry's amazing.
I got a kind of a bad memory of Steph Curry because when I was in college in the SoCon championship game, my college, Elon University, played against his college, Davidson, and he absolutely torched us. And then went on to have that great run in the NCAA tournament, but just torched us. And we're all there in the stands. We drive all this time to go watch this, and then he just blew us out of the gym. So shouts to Steph Curry.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's amazing. He's by far the best shooter ever.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And he can shoot from 50 feet and make it look like he's just shooting a 10-foot shot. Amazing. But see, that's the kind of work ethic it takes if you want to be no matter what, doing what you do, playing poker, dealing, for you to be the best and want it, you got to love it and you got to work at it. It ain't just going to come to you.
No.
So, my hardest thing that I got to work on sometimes, personally, is when I get tired, my pitch isn't as good. And I'm working on that. And I know that's me being critical of myself. But I have that trouble sometimes where I'm tired and it's just like, it don't want to come out of my hand. So that's the one thing I try to work my hardest on as far as my dealing. It's just, now when it goes to my playing, it's right between the ears. I'm telling you, poker's got a lot to do with your mind. When you're running good or bad, the things that go in your head, the thoughts you have, can mess you up.
For sure.
And I've gotten so much better at that part of me playing. And right now, like I've said here, I've been running really bad here when I looked at my stats, I go check, I do my homework for when I do this stuff. And I happen to look at my own stats from last year, 2025. And Hendon Mobs got me down for 2 cashes. That's low. That's an all-time low. Just 2 cashes? Like, you got to be kidding me. That's how bad I was running. So I think this year's going to be better. They talk about variance and all that stuff. Well, okay, I'm ready, variance. Whenever you want to come to my way, I'm ready for you. Yeah. I'll tell you that. But there isn't much I don't dislike about poker. I enjoy doing everything in poker, dealing, playing, doing what we're doing right now, talking poker, picking each other's brain. Do you plan on playing more poker now that you had a good run on this? Do you feel like...
Yeah. I've really set out to dive into the playing side of poker a bit more so in the last, let's say, 2 years. I've been playing a lot more. I've been actively studying a lot more. This year I've started working with a poker coach, just really trying to get into it more. Part of it is I just want to prove to myself that I can have some success. I don't ultimately know if that's going to come. But I do feel like if I put in the work, at least I can say that I gave it my all and tried my best. And yeah, that's really where I'm at right now. So I try and play as much as I can. Obviously, I have a full-time job. I got a family. I got 2 young kids. So it's not like I'm just out there every single day like a Jeremy Becker, for example, playing every single tournament under the sun. But, I do what I can. I try and get out there, and hopefully that results in some success at the end. But also, if it doesn't result in success, but if I can come out of it and say, you know what, I tried my best. Like this year, for example, you talked about Tim Duckworth. Tim and I on the PokerGO podcast, we always talk about our goals for our poker goals for the year. Last year, we set our goals, and I did some reflecting on them, and I set goals that were really results-oriented, and I don't want to do that, and I didn't do that this year. So this year, my goals were study for 400 hours individually, study for at least 50 hours with a coach, and then play a certain amount of tournaments, both live and online. Meaning, if I just go through the process and put in the work, then hopefully the results will come. But it's not about the results at the end of the day. Like I can only do so much, especially in poker, right? So that's what I'm trying to do right now. Is I'm trying to just really stick to a process and grind through it. And maybe I win a lot of money, maybe I don't. Maybe I have some success, maybe I don't. But at the end of this year, if I achieve those goals, I'll still feel like I did something.
Yeah, you put the effort.
Yeah.
This is a funny one. Antonio, if you're listening out there, have you been studying the charts?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, there you go.
Of course.
Got to study those charts.
Yeah. I mean, you do have to study. And
I know, I joke with him about it.
Yeah, I mean, Antonio always gets on us about studying. And funnily enough, I doubt he studies at all. So
yeah, I know. He talks to me all the time about it. It kills me.
But I also, let's say the last year, I've really fallen in love with studying poker. I've which I think helps a lot. It's not easy to look at all the stuff.
I know.
Whether it's looking at charts or solvers or sims or whatever, whether it's talking hands with friends, whether it's watching videos, all that sort of stuff. It's not easy to do that work, but I have found a love for it, so I do like it now. I like it a lot.
Well, when I do my study, and they say there's nothing better than actual play, but it all combines together, studying and actual play. Because if you're studied, and when that situation comes up when you're actually playing, you'll think about that chart. Like, okay, what did the chart say? You know what I'm saying? And then, okay, I probably should fold here instead of call. Stuff like that. Like, if I've got this hand and I have this many outs, but if he has the hand I think he has, and he's got the flush draw and top pair, I probably should fold here. Because even if I hit my straight, he can hit the flush. So, all that stuff comes into play. But I always like joking with him. He goes, Clyde, if you want to go up a step, you need to study the charts. He's always telling me that.
I mean, there's been a couple days this year where I've passed up going to play and stayed home to study. Like, I've made that decision, which I don't know. Part of it is like, it was a day when I might have went and played live, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to get in my car and drive down to the strip and whatever. I've really enjoyed studying, so I'm just going to stay home and study for a couple hours. So,
now that you've been on the Snack Attack podcast, which I finally got to say straight up, you're going to start winning. Everyone that comes on my show starts winning.
I hope so.
You might not have to study much. Just go play and you'll win now.
I hope so. I hope so.
Oh, man. Who was I talking to the other day? I was like, God, I can't remember who it was. But I can't wait to get my first big win when I get interviewed. Can you imagine what a relief? Because you know what list I'm going to get on if something don't happen soon? Do you know what list that is?
What's that?
The guy without the bracelet.
Oh, the best players without a bracelet?
I'm going to be on that list soon if I don't win one. Yeah, sooner or later.
I hear you.
Damn Clyde, man. I'm telling you. He should be on this list. We got to add him to it. I'm just so thrilled that you came on my show, and I didn't think you was going to have time, or you couldn't make it. A lot of people say they're going to come on my show, but most of the pros are playing around the world, and it's got to meet up just perfect.
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to say that I'm any sort of person that deserves this sort of spotlight. But when the opportunity presents itself, I'm going to try and, do it because this is good. I think you're somebody who I think is extremely passionate about something that I'm also passionate about. So I'm going to give you the time of day whenever I want to.
Yes.
I also know that, listen, you're not going to get these opportunities a lot in life. For example, the WSB main event when I was running, I didn't turn down an interview at all. Like, anytime somebody wanted to interview me, I could have said, like, you know what, no, I'm going to go on my break or whatever. And it was just like, no, like, this is potentially my moment. So I need to get all out of it that I can. And so I need to do it. So stick a camera in my face, a podcast mic, talk to me for an article, whatever. Let's do it.
You was thinking you're the next moneymaker. You could have been.
I tried to keep that thought. I could have been. Yes, I could have been. I got relatively close. And then they took it all away. But it is what it is. I hope to be back.
I talk to all those pros when I'm over there dealing in the studio. And some of them promise me this and promise me that. And Ben Lamb says, Clyde, if you ever get to a final table, I'm going to be rooting you on. He goes, I probably won't be the only one. So I always tell Ben, you ready? You ready? You got to make sure you better have this time up.
That's another reason why I'm really trying to do well in poker is that I have investors that, good friends and whatever, they take pieces of me and everything. They took a piece of me in the main event. And that is so much a part of the journey through all of this, and having them along the ride for you and sweating you and cheering you on and believing in you even at the start to just put their money up and support you. Like, that is the coolest thing for me. So like, I just dream of the day when I'm at a final table and I can like turn around and see the rail. Like, that's what I want. And like, listen, maybe I win the tournament, maybe I don't, but I still want to make it to that big spot and have those people behind me, because that's what matters. And that would just be so damn cool.
I have many a time, now not recently because I haven't played a lot because I've been not running the greatest, but many a times people come and go, hey, you selling any pieces? I don't even have to ask. They go, hey, I like good pieces. Yeah. And it does make you feel great.
Of course.
And you know what else makes me feel great? you coming on the Snack Attack podcast. We got to end this here real soon. I want to thank you for stopping by and being on it. And anytime you want to come back on, maybe I'll win a tournament and let you interview me on my own show. How's that?
That'd be good. Or maybe I'll win a tournament and say, Clyde, I'm coming back on. I just won a tournament.
Either way would be okay with me. Once again, everyone out there that's been watching, thank you for supporting me and my Snack Attack podcast here show. And may God bless you all and have a good evening. Thank you.